I have every shiny Pokemon from Generation 1 through Generation 4, except one. And I do have a lot from Generation 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, but we're not counting those right now. One Pokemon stops me from completing Generation 4 completely and getting over to Generation 5. The one Pokemon I am missing from Generation 4 is Arceus. And so that means, unfortunately, I would have to go back to Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl in order to hunt that. And if you know anything about me, I absolutely hate soft resetting. I do not think it is a fun way to interact with a video game. And I would argue that the majority of players do not want to turn on and off their video game over and over to change some different color pixels, but that is the way we have to hunt this. Now, this video isn't about me getting a shiny Arceus. I haven't done that yet. This video is about setting up that hunt and finding out that there's not a lot of information in regards to this, which leads to the title of this video, which I probably named something like Bulbapedia has lied or Bulbapedia was wrong. And I do want to say, I love Bulbapedia. I know plenty of people at the Bulbapedia staff, and they're very nice. But there is an error on the website, and I'm sure we're recording this on February 12th, 2025, and I'm sure it will be eventually updated. But the fact of the matter is, I couldn't find this information anywhere. So while setting up for the Arceus hunt, the first question I had in mind was, can I remove the cutscene to save time? And you're probably like, what does that mean? Well, in Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, there are 4 cutscenes on 4 specific Pokemon: Mewtwo, Zapdos, Articuno, and Moltres. And you can remove those cutscenes permanently without needing to press the plus, I think it's the plus button, in between, which saves you time. And I'm going to get to how you can do that at the later part of the video. Let's just focus on Arceus right now. While setting up for this hunt, I asked my Twitch chat, does Arceus respawn? And half of them said yes, and half of them said no. That is classic Twitch chat behavior. And no matter how I entered, does Arceus respawn in Google searches, I didn't get any answers. I got legendary Pokemon respawn if you beat the Elite Four, if you accidentally knock them out or run away. And that has worked in various Pokemon games. But Arceus isn't a legendary Pokemon, it is a mythical Pokemon, and it spawns in a specific way, so again, could not find any answers. I was linked a YouTube video that said it doesn't respawn. I was linked an article to a game FAQ that says it does respawn. I couldn't find any information on Serebii, whether things respawn or don't respawn if you accidentally run away or knock them out. And then finally, I found on Bulbapedia, under the Hall of Origin page, if I scroll down, it says that in Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, an Arceus appears here on the first visit. If defeated or run from it, it respawns after entering the Hall of Fame. And I was like, great, I trust Bulbapedia more than I trust a random YouTube video or outdated game FAQ page. So I started to set up a team that I could run through the Elite Four, get some experience, get some ribbons on my Pokemon, and then test to see if that would remove the cutscene like it does in Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee. And right before I was about to fly over to the Hall of Fame to do my sludge through the Elite Four for like my 30th time in Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, one of my viewers said, why don't you just go into the cave and go back and see if the flute plays? Which I did, and lo and behold, that spawns the stairs once again that you can go up to in order to battle Arceus without needing to go to the Hall of Fame. So I don't think the title, I don't remember, again, I'm not sure what the title of the video is when I decide to publish it, but Bulbapedia says it responds after entering the Hall of Fame, and that's actually not true. And I'm sure if you're watching this video 6 months later, Bulbapedia will be updated. If you accidentally run from Arceus, or if you accidentally knock out Arceus in Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, all you have to do is walk back down the stairs, go into the cave, leave the cave, and then it respawns again. No Hall of Fame needed. And it's actually crazy to me that that answer on the internet is very hard to find, because you would think it wouldn't be. Now, I know what you're thinking. Does that remove the cutscene if you knock it out or if you run away from it? And the answer is no. The cutscene still stays there regardless. But that did lead me to a different test, which is it faster to run away from Arceus, go back down the stairs into the cave, leave the cave, respawn the stairs, and go back up and talk to Arceus again for the shiny check? Or is it faster to just reset Arceus over and over and suffer through the loading screen? And the answer is suffering through the loading screen. So on average, if you were to do the runaway method without turning your game on and off, I guess if you want the system clock to keep going up, it would take about 2 minutes and 11 seconds. If you were just to turn the game on and off over and over again, it would take about 1 minute and 25 seconds. So it's about 44 seconds faster just turning on and off the game. And on a completely side note, after running through the Elite Four and beating the Elite Four, just to make sure if the cutscene goes away or doesn't go away, the answer is no, the cutscene does stay even after beating the Elite Four. Now let's talk about Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee. As of recording this video, the Pokemon Company announced that it is possible now to get a shiny Meltan by completing your Pokedex in Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee. There's probably some of you that have not completed your Pokedex because you were shiny hunting either Zapdos, Moltres, or Articuno, or maybe Mewtwo, and you haven't caught those Pokemon yet because you are shiny hunting them. And at the time of playing Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, I noticed other content creators, specifically streamers on Twitch, were going through the cutscene. And I would also notice that people in my Twitch chat would ask me why I don't have the cutscene. Now, there is a skip cutscene option in Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, but that's slightly different. So if you were to shiny hunt the 4 legendary Pokemon I just named, you can actually permanently remove that cutscene by defeating that legendary Pokemon and then going to the Elite Four and beating the Elite Four. That will disable the cutscene, and that's what started this whole video of can I disable the cutscene for Arceus. So the optimal way to do this is defeat Mewtwo, defeat Zapdos, Articuno, Moltres, defeat all 4 right away, go to the Elite Four to respawn them, and they will respawn without the cutscene. And by removing the cutscene permanently while you're soft resetting these 4 Pokemon, you will save a bunch of time. I did the math. If you sit through the entire cutscene to wait to see if any of these 4 Pokemon are shiny, that would take you about 1 minute and 13 seconds. Let's just round up to 1 minute and 14 seconds. And if you decided to press the start button, or the plus button, every time you do that encounter, on average, that's going to be about a 56-second reset. If you were to permanently disable the cutscene by defeating them and beating the Elite Four once, that would bring it down to about a 51.5 second encounter, which is about 4 seconds you are saving. 4 seconds after 15 encounters would be a full minute. 150 encounters would be a full 10 minutes of your time that you get back. So if you were to hunt all 4, or even if you're just hunting the very last one, knocking them out first, and then going to the Elite Four to then permanently reset the encounters. This all started because of a very simple question. Can I remove the cutscene? And then my Twitch chat saying Arceus doesn't respawn, and then me finding that Arceus respawns on Bulbapedia by entering the Hall of Fame, but actually not needing to go to the Hall of Fame to respawn it. So you would think after all these years of Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl being out, we would have all these questions answered, but we don't. Now you know. So if you accidentally knock out Arceus, you don't have to run through the Elite Four. You can just go into the cave, leave the cave, the flute will play again. And if you are still hunting or decide to go back to Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee to hunt the 4 legendary Pokemon in that game, the method of knocking them out, beating the Elite Four once, and then coming back will save you hopefully hours of your time if your hunt ends up going very long, which my hunts all did, unfortunately. I think except for Moltres. I think I got Moltres pretty quick. Still on Mewtwo, though, after all these years. Eventually, I'll get Mewtwo, I guess. But anyways, thanks for watching. Thanks for making it to the end. I don't know, like, comment, subscribe, any of that stuff. I appreciate you all, and I will talk to you later. Bye.